Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Orla Live for Wednesday, the 18th of February 2026. My name is Fitzsimons. I'll be joined by Orla now in the next few minutes. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about here tonight. Different stuff there. We're going to talk about Chris Delivery Soup Run, but I also got a bit of information in. Listen, we are a media company now, so people do contact us now with different stuff that's going on, and there was something that happened in Clontarf. I will speak a little bit more about it later on. I want to talk about can the right unite? I seen Gentle Poet put out a call to all of the leaders. So we'll see how that goes and how that goes down. So yeah, and the hit and run cabin as well. Wow. There's something happening here with, oh no, we're going out on Twitter, are we? Just see. Yeah, we're going out on Twitter. As far as I know. Yeah, now, but it said a few minutes ago that, it said a couple of minutes ago that it wasn't going out on Twitter, so I had to go in and do a couple of sentences there on Twitter. So just go through all of my comments. Ireland for the Irish, I said you bet it is. Chris, get in here. Hi guys, hi everyone. Good evening from Manchester. How are you, Michael John? I might have seen the thing on Tarf, Paul, but I'll wait till you mention it first. Yeah, no problem yet. I'm with my new teddy bear, Dermot Bear. Ah, Jesus, Dermot Bear. Yeah. Evening all, and God bless you. Yes, same to you. Fair play to everyone. I'm just going to put out the banners there now. There's the banners. You can get us live on X at Fitzsimons, at Anthony Casey, at Rugamove27. You can get us on YouTube at The Irish Column and at Gale Force Media. You'll also get us on Facebook at Paul Fitzsimons and Gale Force Media, and on the web there, www.galeforce, blah, 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 blah. Very much. I'm going to just bring up the lovely Orla. Hello, Orla. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. Now, this is weird that there's no feedback, there's no anything. It's weird, isn't it?
I'm blaming Martin. It's his fault.
I don't know. We'll see. Listen, it's usually 25 minutes. When we get 25 minutes in, that's when.
But that's normally when he comes in as well.
I suppose, yeah. Could be, could be Martin. So
I think we should just blame Martin.
All right, we'll see how it goes tonight, and then if it goes all right, we can blame Martin. Yeah, that's no problem.
We'll blame him anyway, so it's all right.
Yeah. How's things with you? I've seen you done a few. You didn't send me over any whatchamacallits, your interviews. Are we not doing anything?
No, I said I'd send the ones over that are kind of more prevalent, you know what I mean, for the show.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to look at women's clothing, Paul.
No. Yeah, okay. No. I don't mind looking at women in it. You know what I mean? Well, is there anyone doing modelling or anything like that? Is there any nice looking ones?
Yeah, I'd be getting a bit worried, Paul, like, unless you're like, you know.
I've been looking
I know a few boutiques now, Paul, that look after you.
Boutiques? You're old when you start fucking shopping in boutiques. I'm sorry.
No,
sorry.
That's just a posh name for a clothing shop.
Yeah. I was actually in a place yesterday over in Rathmines, on the Rathmines Road, and there was a shoe shop, 70% off. Shoes there for 200 quid shoes for 65 quid or something like that, or 60 quid or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know much about women's shoes. They could just put up the price and say whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? But hey.
Don't know.
Could be just
a sale.
Have you the hit and run in Cavan? Have you seen that?
No.
Have you not seen it? It's on. I'm going to play the Virgin Media clip there now. But,
I don't watch mainstream. I don't watch mainstream telly.
Neither do I. I heard about it a whole lot, but nobody actually went out to see me black.
Didn't even hear about it. Normally, if it was something big, my cousins are sending it on to me.
Did you get your ashes this morning?
No.
See mine. You can still see mine there, the black bit there.
I didn't even realise it was Ash Wednesday today.
Yeah.
Until I seen people going around with their ashes, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Because I was out and about, and I was like, "Oh god!" Look, I'm lucky I know what day of the week it is.
Yeah. Well, you don't eat meat anyway, so it's all right.
Oh well, that makes no difference. So I had fish today.
Black fast for you every day. You know. Yeah, I didn't know.
I know it has to be a laugh. It has to be the greatest laugh that the vegetarian is out promoting the butchers.
Yeah. And do the kids eat meat?
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Oh look, I haven't eaten meat in years. It doesn't bother me. I'm so used to it. So I eat fish. Like
my ex's sister was a vegetarian. You know what I mean? But you go to parties and everywhere she sits, you'd find chicken blade and wing bones. You know what I mean? All over the place. Yeah. Or bits of burgers. You know what I mean? And then our daughter, the little one, Leah, she's my goddaughter. She came into the house one day and said, "Oh, Paul, yeah, I'm thinking of becoming I'm a vegetarian now." And I start giving her the pros and cons. You know what I mean? You can't eat burgers, you can't eat chicken, you're just eating fish. Oh, okay. I might just give that a miss then.
I like fish.
Yeah, my ex-wife was a vegetarian as well. She used to eat them Linda McCartney blade and things.
Linda McCartney actually does fantastic mozzarella burgers. I like them now.
Yeah. No, she gave me. She done a corn. I thought I'd try this. You know what I mean? Just to give it a go. You know what I mean? So a corn lasagna. Oh my god! It was the greatest load of shite I ever ate in my life, and I ate it just to be, you know.
Oh look! Some of the vegetarian stuff is fine. Some of it's crap. Do you know what I mean? But now I have to say, the Linda McCartney mozzarella. Now that's if you like mozzarella. Those burgers are gorgeous, and like, you know, they have the real look about them. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. But listen, we may be enjoying our fish because the way things are going, there'll be no fish left soon.
Michael John is looking for a boyfriend, a hot, handsome Irish hunk. If you were a girl, Michael, you'd be in. I'm being honest with you, mate. You know.
Well, Michael, you might be in hope. You might be in hope yet, or just I can't even talk. There might be hope yet. Paul's talking about women's clothing, so there you go.
Yeah. A vegan for over 30 years. Oh, fair play.
Fair play, John.
Corn on the quad ball. Yeah, no, it's just all fake shit. Just on into it.
Is that what you just said?
What? Corn on the
Chris,
quad?
Yeah.
That's what Chris said, yeah, corn on the quad.
Yeah, but is that what you said?
Yeah, nice. No. Corn is like eating cardboard. Any of that stuff is like
some of it is, yeah. No, I agree. I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, it's fantastic. Some of it's crap. Do you know?
Yeah. Paul doing drag for Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, he is, yeah. There's an exclusive tonight.
I haven't got any good to say about them. Okay.
I was in I'll just be
blocking them.
I was in Eurogiant earlier on today because they have a 50% sale all over Ireland, right? Because they're going into the liquidation. And I was talking to some of the staff there, and I said, "What's the crack?" And they said, "Don't know that they should know on Friday what stores are closing first." Now there's 3 stores in Carlow. I'd say the one in the Fairgreen, which is the shopping centre, I'd imagine it's probably going to be one of the first to go because even today there was a lot of the stock gone. So I'd say whatever shops the stock is going quickly in will close. But like that's 640 staff. And I just said, like I said to her, like, are you looking for jobs? And she said, but sure, we don't even know who we're like when we're going to finish up. Could be 2 weeks, could be a month. She don't know. And then I don't know whether Mr. Price would be able to take on any of those extra staff because they're similar stores, you know. But it's an absolute and utter disgrace that this government can spend $2 billion on immigrants, but yet can't turn around and bail out the likes of Eurogiant, which is an Irish store. How is it for the benefit of this country to have 640 people on the dole? You know, it's just disgraceful.
We highlighted this on the show the other night about that young child that with the her spine at 70%.
Roxanne.
Like that. Roxanne, yeah, sorry. And it's been highlighted everywhere since the show on Sunday night. Fair play. I'm hoping people were watching the show and people did highlight it and did say it. You know what I mean? But that's disgraceful that family have to do a GoFundMe here.
I know.
For 120
but it's not just that. It's not just that. Hold on. I just came across this. Where is this? Where is it? Hold on a second. I didn't get to do anything on it yet, but hold on a second. Right. So here we are. So this is scoliosis, okay?
Yeah.
500. Hold on, sorry. 500. And 25 scoliosis surgeries have been cancelled in the last 4 years.
Yeah, and there's no. I think that child was taken off for a registration error or something like that. Is that what you tried to say?
Well, it says here the reasons for cancellation include children getting sick, emergency cases taking priority. Who'd be the emergencies?
Yeah, hang on.
And intensive care unit beds not been available. Really, why is there not enough beds? Do we not have the money to put in beds, or are we spending money somewhere else? So, yeah, absolutely disgraceful. Imagine 500, and like it's not 500,000, 525. Do you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just disgusting. Yeah.
2.2 billion a year nearly for to house these illegal migrants.
2.1 billion last year, and 2.1 billion last year, and that's just to house them. That's not all the extras. That's not everything else that's going on. You know?
Yeah, Paul. It was so hard to find this channel tonight. It was fucked up. Went onto my phone and onto my TV. No, my brother, his phone. No, my daughter, her phone. You were there. They're hiding your channel. Oh, thanks for letting us know. Fair play to you. Thank you. Yeah, we're not getting out as quick. Like we had 800 on Sunday night for the Irish column. Usually we're up around 1700. That's usually what we are. Now the last 4 weeks they have cut since Gale Force Media has put itself out there, and we put ourselves out there as Gale Force Media. We're getting lashed out of it. I don't see anyone's posts anymore. Like I do have to get Ferg to send me his posts so as I see his posts, and I send him my posts because we don't see each other's posts. I don't see Gavin's posts. I don't see anyone's posts unless I actually go into their profile. Even Anthony, Martin, yourself, Orla, like even TikTok. You know what I mean?
Paul,
one of yours.
Paul, you're not going to see my posts on X. I don't post on X.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're not on X. Sorry.
Yeah. You're not going to see mine on X.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth, Paul. Fair play to Ben Scallon for asking that very question today. He did, yeah, he asked it, and they just like the politicians. Like, there's not one of them has a bit of principles or a bit of backbone that he'd stand up and tell the truth. Like, you know what I mean? They just keep looping you around and talking shy. And then by the time you get to ask the question again, your time is finished. You know what I mean? You're gone. It's what did he call it? Filibustering, isn't it? Yeah. I want to drive around all year with the Irish flags, but I can't find them in the shops. The ones that you clip onto your thing, I can't find them either. And usually with the rugby started, you'll be able to find them now. They don't seem to be in Mr. Price.
Well, you'd imagine you'd find some Irish flags with a big event coming up in the next few weeks.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes. I'm sure you can go in and buy them in Carol's, but you'll spend $5 on them in Carol's where you only spend £3 on them in the other place. What about the U-turn in the trials of puberty blockers under 18s up north? A win for the right. Leave our kids alone. Yeah, I agree with you, but Michelle O'Neill is not happy with it. She wants this brought in. This is wrong. This is against everything. Scumbags. All the shinners. I tell you what I do get all the time, right, on TikTok and on all the shinners when they post something, or the social democrats when they post something. You know what I mean? I don't like the social democrats, but the shinners, every time the Shinners post something, whether it be Denise Mitchell, Paul Donnelly, Mary Lou McDonald, Pierce Doherty, any of them. It doesn't matter which one of them it is. I just come in with the first comment. Sinn Féin are traitors, and I just leave it at that. I let them stew. Then after that, they're scum. The NHS is full of mismanagement and wastage. All of the health services around Europe are the same. What about poor Ukraine?
Oh no, hold on. Zelensky bought a house for his mother, didn't he? Somewhere out in the Red Sea. Did he only just buy a one? That's not on now if he just bought a one. I may make a phone call to Behold and tell him he needs to send more money over because she can't have one house. That's not right. He has several mansions and several yachts. Do you know what I mean? And his wife has the million euro car. So like his mother cannot have just one house out on the Red Sea. Yeah. We need to sort that out.
Can take up to 2 years to see a neurologist for a diagnosis here. Same with occupational therapist. And you're not even guaranteed a diagnosis either. Yeah, I was talking to me.
You're lucky if you're even seen in 2 years. There's kids out there that are waiting like 5 years for speech therapy.
There's Mark there. She should go to the airport and say she's coming over from Gaza. Poor girl might get her operation that way. Yeah, that's exactly it. Did they bring in 19 or 21 of them to get operations done during the...
Yeah. And then her owner left to go to hell.
How are you, Dale? How's things?
Hey, Dale, how are you?
I haven't had notifications on X for this show for weeks yet. Nobody's getting anything. Like, you know what I mean? We're only up to 300 and odd there now. Like, you know what I mean? Usually we're up to about 6 already here. You know what I mean? Just going to check and see, is it going out? It is going out. It's going out on Facebook. Yeah. Let me see what I've got. Yeah. Listen, it's the Gale Force Media. Yeah. Gale Force Media Facebook, there's not one person on it. Not one person. I have 47 on mine. There's 100 and something on the web, and there's 156 on Gale Force Media. Gale Force Media YouTube. Like usually that's way up. Like way up. You know what I mean? Like even the Ireland, like the web, or not the web page, the X page, the Ireland Forced web page, or the X page is not. There's only 4 people on it. It's gone. Can anyone tell me how do I find my tax identification number? Can anyone tell me how to find my tax? Is it your tax identification number? Is everything not just your RSI number, your PRSI number?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, everything is on that. Your RSI number is your tax number. It's everything. You know what I mean? Disabled coming over from Pakistan. Yeah, Paul, or in Paul's words, we're getting hockeyed out of it. Yeah.
Hey,
I know, but on a little side note, lad, it's on every Sunday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Yeah, fair play. I was going to buy 4 sets, as in 8, to have them all over the one car. Fair play to you. If I can get any, I will. I'll check online there to see. You know what I mean? You know, we could nearly get them with Ireland Forced on them or something. You know what I mean? Or Gale Force Media or Shin Nadina. It doesn't matter what's on them once it's an Irish flag, you know. I'm seeing loads of Pakistani flags around here. Listen, well, you're in the middle of bleeding Pakistan, aren't you, Michael John? You're in Manchester, mate. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't get any more Pakistan than Manchester. Just got a message there. What's the message? Let me see. I'll talk about that in a few minutes, Mark. Yeah, no problem, mate. Thank you very much for that. What's the beauty about this? Look, I'm at getting 41 off. No, I haven't. I have. On Sunday and today. Sorry. Yeah. What have we got there? Paul, you do know that India and Orla and Sirka are not Sinn Féin. I do know that, yeah. Of course I know that. Yeah, of course I do, yeah. But There's an awful lot of people have left Sinn Féin because of Sinn Féin is not what it used to be. But come on. Like, you'd be able to go to the Shinners and say, listen, such a body's acting the bollocks around the corner there. They're robbing cars. They're doing this. They're doing that. It's sorted within a day. They're brought out. You get a few clatters. They're told to leave. That's it. End of story. Now, Sinn Féin are more. Sinn Féin don't do shit like that anymore. It's all about Muslims. It's all about bowing to the Muslims. Should we seen it? It was 10 or 12 years ago, wasn't it, when the Quran was handed to Mark McGuinness in Stormont. So you reckon it was 10 years ago that was handed over. So yeah, Sinn Féin are traitors. I'm sorry.
Sure, that was probably the one that Mary Lou was reading in the Dáil.
100% Orla. His mother needs that choice of where will she shit today. We sent Ukraine another 500 million recent. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Paul, we need to point out to people the attitude so that so-called Republicans towards the steak knife thing on top brass knew about it for years. We need decent Republicans on our side. Yes, we do. I agree with you. And there is some out there, but they need to show their faces. They need to come talk. You know what I mean? We need everyone sitting down here talking. You know what I mean? And I know there is good Republicans out there. You know what I mean? So please, yeah, reach out to us, because some of the others, no, I'll be having them reaching out at all. How are you, Del? My mom's waiting over 3 years for physio. It's disgusting. As I said, I was only talking with my sister this evening. She was talking to a friend of hers. She works in looking after the homeless, and she met someone today, one of the lads, and she was talking to him. Like, she knew nothing about this guy. She knows him years, but knew nothing about him. You know, the sort of way, just knew him from coming and going. And she sat with him today for an hour and had a chat with him. Like, she said it nearly broke her heart. Like the mental health in this one, this is why kids go on the drugs and the whole lot. Like, a lot of these kids are abused from a young age, you know what I mean, by family members and the whole lot. No, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them are. And then you have people say, them junkies, this, them. Listen, I was one of them people. And I put my hand up and say I was one of them people. Like, she used to come in and say, one of the clients. I said, what's the clients? Bleeding junkies. I said, what are you doing? No, you have to. And I went in one day and I spoke to a few of them and I got to know them. And I thought, I changed my tune. You know what I mean? I really did change my tune on it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm trying to organise with a couple of them to go in Friday or Saturday. So I'm away Sunday. I have to do something. But I wanted to go in Friday or Saturday and get a few videos just to put it out on Sunday show. You know what I mean? So we'll see how it goes. Hello from East Cork, man, here. How are you doing? Intersport Elvery's has Irish car flags, a fiver. Oh, okay. Lovely jubbly. There you go. Elvery's. Good to see you guys. How's things? We need a few protests soon. Yeah, we do, Jerome. We need good ones. Good ones. You know? Good evening, Paul and Orla. I never have any issues connecting to Orla Live on YouTube. Good man, that's good. Emma Lamb, I've had trouble watching YouTube, but Facebook seems to be okay on yours. You never get notifications for. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's crazy. Michael John Dennis, a lot of young guys on the National Party, including Quinn, are very handsome. They love taking pictures of themselves. I'd say there's 40,000 watching on more. PPS number. Yeah, your PPS number. That's what you need to get. Your tax number is your PPS number on the card. Yes, you're right. Noel has loads of Irish flags on his website. Has he got the ones for the car as well? Yes, they look good. The car flag, small but effective. Yeah, I love them. I used to have them on. Used to happen to me was I used to put it on the back window on the Jeep. I'd have them on the two back windows on the Jeep. But I'd be smoking in the Jeep, you know what I mean? And it'd probably be cold, you know what I mean? So you'd end up, you'd be flying down the motorway, and instead of letting down your own window, you drop down the back window and forget the bleeding is on it, you know what I mean? And gone out the motorway. I don't know how many of them I lost doing that. I really don't. Even Liverpool, what's this? Today, Sinn Féin are more toxic than Ruth Coppinger's party. Yeah, that Ruth Coppinger is a nasty, nasty. Oh, Sinn Féin has sold us out. They have. Sinn Féin converting to Islam. Yes, Sharia Féin, that's exactly what it is. Sinn Féin, a toxic feminist movement today. Yeah, I agree. I dread the fact I was a member years ago. what was I thinking? Listen, I voted Sinn Féin for years. For years, I did as well. I thought this is the way forward, and then they sell you out like this. Yeah. Drew Cook, how are you, Drew? How's things? Right team here for Irish flag. Yeah. Yeah, man, like Sinn Féin are traders. You're bang on, Paul. And we will be reaching out within time. But we are here and no longer support Sinn Féin. Good, good. Well, you have my number there. I'll put it up there for you. There you go. It's gone across the bottom of the screen there. There's my number. I could be reached out to by anybody. There you go, lads. So do reach out and I'll have a chat with anyone. We will have a chat. Attach a link for car flags and Elvis. Okay, it's difficult to trust.
I actually have a video for Alvarez that I'll be putting up on Sunday.
A video of?
I was talking to the manager, so I have a video for Alvarez. They're Irish.
Another new UK party just formed too. Yeah, Rupert Law, wasn't it? Yeah, I've seen that. To be honest, lads, it's not our problem. So, how's Paul and Orlando? All good. Cheers, Barry. How are you? How are you, Barry?
Right, we start ploughing in with a good bit to get through tonight.
Yeah. Elbury Sports, there they are there, team car flag. TFC tricolour car flag, yeah. It's them. Thank you very much. Okay. What do you want me to go with first?
I don't know, start from the top down, probably is the handiest.
From the top.
This is a good bit to get through.
Oh, you're yawning already. What's that out of it? Should we go with the Irish beef, will we?
Irish what?
The Irish beef. That's not really the
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is very good.
Okay, let's go with this.
Morning, Slacky's here again. Look, the nation's favourite plonker. Anyway, look, rump steak coming across it yesterday. Look, just let me show you. And here, look. It says down here, slaughtered in IE. Right, that's Ireland, right? Now, that can mean anything. It doesn't necessarily mean it was slaughtered in Ireland. It means it was processed in Ireland, right? I don't get it because some of the beef, Irish has got some of the best beef in the world, and I've seen it, right? It's a grass country, there's some cracking cattle in Ireland, right? I don't understand why they just put it on there. Why it's not big plastered up. This is from a farm in Ireland, and this is what it looks like, right? Let me tell you something, right? I don't think that steak's from Ireland. Let's get it out of there, right? I don't think Ireland produces a rump steak looking like that, right? The cattle that I've seen in Ireland, right, do not look like that. Right, that's rump steak apparently. That's Slacky's rump steak, right? That's £23.50 a kilo, right? That Slacky's with £25 a kilo, right? For a piece of steak that looks like that. That's the British local. I can say every single thing about that beef. I can say where it come, where we bought it from, who killed it, how long it's been for, who's boned it out, who sold it, and I can even tell you what it tastes like. It's going to taste phenomenal. It's going to taste a lot better than that. Apparently Irish. Not sure about it. I think it's probably imported and it's processed in Ireland. Anyway, get rid of that shit out of there. That is what rump steaks looks like. On the bone, in dry aged, British good beef, right? That is what rump steak looks like. That is what rump steak looks like. Not that pile of rubbish just thrown out there. Come on, get it right. If you're gonna buy British beef, let's get it labelled right and let's get everyone buying proper, locally produced British beef. Jobs of fish.
That's mad, isn't it?
Did you see the state of that? It looked like something was going on.
Yeah.
But it says, this is why it's always like about, I'm always harping on about checking the labels. That says slaughtered in Ireland. That does not mean that that cattle is Irish. Or that beef is Irish, should I say. Like that could be anything coming in and slaughtered here.
It's packed in Ireland. That's what it's done. It's packed.
Yeah, but slaughtered is that it's killed. But it doesn't say it's Irish cattle, though. Do you know? Like, look at the state of it. It looks like it's going to go off.
Yeah.
Do you know?
See, I used to have trouble buying this 21-day matured beef as well. I thought, there you go. Look, we're 29 minutes in, Orla, and I'm hearing that in my ear. That's weird. Is anyone else getting the feedback there now? Yeah, I just got a bit in my ear there. Nothing major. But...
Okay, so go on then. So the next one under that then is labels. This again, I just haven't had a chance.
I have Ferg coming on there now for a few minutes just to talk about the tussle thing and everything else. So I have Ferg here. I'm going to bring him in, right? How are you doing, brother? How's things?
How's it going, Paul? How are you, Orla? How's it going?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was panicking for a second. I thought it wasn't you, but then I saw the flag, so I knew it was you. Oh Lord! You should get like a big tattoo, Ferg. You should get it. Instead of you carrying a flag, why don't you just get like a big tattoo of the tricolour?
Who says I haven't got one?
Maybe you have. Hey! I did a video on a great tattoo artist. I'll give you his number.
Just say hello to everyone in the chat there as well. I did be in it myself, and it's absolute. You know what? He's at diamonds. The whole lot is in that chat.
I know, we have a great bunch.
We do have a good.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. How long have you been on now, Ferg? Have you been on 5 seconds? Where's Michael Dennis telling you how gorgeous you are?
It's like the blue eyes that bird in here. Some lights, will you stop?
Yeah.
But listen, Ferg. This is where you have the world exclusives. Paul is very interested in women's clothing all of a sudden.
Not really.
No, something going on there now.
I don't think you'll ever be Clive in a dressing anyway.
I don't think he's an expert, Ferg.
Orla, you missed that. We were out at Pat Kenny's house in Dalkey.
Oh yeah, you told me that, yeah.
Oh man. We had rainbow flags, we had Palestine flags, we had everything. Had to be up on the bleeding tents. You didn't know what to make of it. Oh, it was brilliant. That was a great weekend, though, I have to say. People came from everywhere, didn't they, to come out to us and have the crack? And yeah, it was really good. Yeah. I stayed for the whole weekend. I stayed on the Monday. I went out on the Friday night, and I stayed on the Monday. Bleeding great. Oh God! But
so what's the crack with you, Paul?
Just trying to get this thing promoted for Tussle for the 4th of April at 12 o'clock midday, just across from Euston Station. So lads, I'm telling you, north, east, south, west, we need everyone to turn up today. These need to show like that. We're not having that anymore. We're done with little children being raped in this country and murdered and the whole lot. This needs a massive turnout. I'm applauding everyone. Get off your ass that day, come down. It's only for a couple of hours. And like I said, right, if you don't go on to anyone, ignore them, walk by them. They're not there for that. There's a bigger picture here, right? And you have to show, these need to know now, these absolute monsters have to be shown that we're not having that anymore. This has to be massive.
Yeah, I agree.
Have you got the poster there, Paul?
I have indeed, Orla. See if I can get it there now.
Did you see that chap last night? I only seen it last night. He was he looked into the Epstein file somewhere.
Right.
He was over in America. He's walking along doing a video. I'm not joking, lads. Just absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, man, that's what he said. I will never unsee what I saw. I can never unhear those children's screams. The whole lot. It's just absolutely vile. If the world can't come together over this, I fear for humanity. I really do. This is the one thing that has to unite everyone in the world is children and looking after them and protecting them.
Over to Paul. Paul, let me see now. Where is it? Paul, will you put up? I sent you over Suzanne Delaney's. Did you see this, Ferg? About over in Italy.
I'm not sure. I'll have it.
Yeah, because it just. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, this is it. Watch this.
Oh, he tries to snatch the little. Yeah. Sorry,
a 1-year-old little girl.
That's how brazen they are, like.
Yeah. Look at that. Jeez. My God.
And I heard you, you see our man Starmer now, he's trying to erase all the archives from the So people won't see the actual the how bad all them the rape gangs were. He's over there trying to erase all the
Oh, the
archives.
grooming gangs.
Yeah.
So how many of them have come over?
Sorry, Orla, go on.
I said, how many of them are over here?
Exactly.
Do you know?
That's it. Hang on there. I'm just going to put back up this. Yeah, I just want to share this again. Sorry, Ferg. I just want to put we'll talk about this just for another second.
Yeah, going on, brother.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, we have a sound system organised. We have posters, banners. We have a couple of speakers so far. Nicola Fox is going to speak again. She was brilliant the last day.
Yeah.
Who did I say? Mo Daisy, she's speaking as well. And we're trying to source another couple of speakers as well, which we'll have on the day. So we just want to make this as powerful as possible. Just anyone that's turning up on the day, please respect the speakers and you know what I mean? Don't be shouting and roaring, just let them speak. It's hard enough getting up there. We all know that. It's so hard getting up in public and speaking like that, but to go try to speak in public about something so hard about your child like that and stuff you've been through, like it's really difficult. So I just implore anyone that's there today, just show a massive amount of respect to the speakers and just be quiet and let them speak.
And again, it doesn't matter. You don't get on with people, don't talk to them. You're not there for them people. You're there for this cause. You're there to highlight Tusla and the shit that they're doing in this country. You know what I mean? Tusla is not fit for purpose. Children are being failed. It's up to us to fix this. This is organised by concerned people of Ireland, not the far right, not this, not bigots, not racist. This is by mothers and fathers who have seen this and are sick of this, and we need to get everyone out. So, lads, please, I implore you, I'll be pushing this for the next 2 weeks, you know what I mean? So, 1st of April, 12 noon, outside Tusla offices, Euston South Quarter, St. John's Road, West Kilmainham, Dublin. So, please get there, everyone, if you can. Please, this is the hill we die on. You know what I mean? Well, for the kids, you have to do this for the kids. I don't care. You have to.
Yeah.
But, hold on, there we go through this here. I cannot, for the life of me, understand how people are not out in numbers until the demons found abusing kids are brought to justice. Yes, everything should be shut down until then. Everything. I agree with you. Chris Bourne. By the way, Ferg, is there any other media coming on the day, like from outside Ireland, Vox Populi, for example? I'd say Callum will be there again, will he? Well,
we're gonna I'll try and get Callum over. He's actually working at that documentary. That's going to be ground. I think this is going to be massive, Paul. Absolutely massive, lads, when it breaks. And it'll do damage to this, it really will. I know for a fact, personally, and tell you one thing, lads, direct action and getting out there and holding these to task, it works. I've had people reach out to me now, right, that are taking cases against Tusla because they're seeing people standing up to them. And they're actually taking cases against them now. I know people personally that reached out, and it's absolutely amazing. Because these need to be brought down or they're overseen. It's absolutely disgraceful. It has to stop.
But even you look at the likes of that Ruth Muro Farrell and your man that they bring in to do all of this. These people are demons as well. I don't care. You know what I mean? These people are playing with people's lives, young kids' lives here. You know what I mean? And they don't give a shit. They really don't care. You know what I mean? All of these people that have to be held accountable for this. And not just this, not just the kids. I mean, COVID. I mean, what has happened in the country, they all have to be held accountable. Every one of them. End of. There's no in between. There's no good at putting a politician or a couple of politicians into the doll there that are going to sit there and not say a word. You know what I mean? You need someone in there that's going to keep shouting from the rafters every day. COVID killed people. We've excess deaths. Tusla is not fit for purpose. You know what I mean? Fuck Palestine. We have our own problems. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you need. You can't just be sitting there on your hands all the time. And you'd say, if only one gets in or two gets in. It doesn't matter. You have a mouth. Keep your mouth going. People will listen in the end, you know. The Vatican did a study into gay priests and paedophilia during the scandals, but that got wiped off the internet and it showed a correlation. It's not just priests here, lads. There's judges involved in this shit. There's coppers involved in this shit. They're all involved. If they're not talking about it, they're complicit. End of story. End of. You know? if you were a woman in Orla and carry a blade, yeah, unfortunately you can't, girls, because you get done. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. Like, did you see the lady in Kerry yesterday talking about it? Did you see the video of that? You know, it's a long old video. I won't post it, but she was speaking. She was with her mother walking the dog in Tralee, and a guy came out of the social welfare for her and tried to rob an old lady, 80 years of age, tried to rob a handbag in front of her, punched her and hit her. Like, what sort of blading? What sort of country is this? What sort of, this is disgusting. Like, you know what I mean? And nobody's seen this happening, only her and her mother. There was cars driving by, and like, what sort of men is there in this country now that just drive by and let this shit happen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be honest, on my deathbed, I'd still fucking help someone. You know, you have to. You can't let that slide.
They're not bleeding men that take their iPhones out of skinny jeans and start recording instead of jumping in and fucking stopping it.
The skinny jeans. Yeah. And a little glass of red wine with the pinky finger. That's what gets me, like, you know what I mean? Oh, I love a now glass of wine. Where you playing puff? Glass of wine. Say that. No offense, Michael. No offense. Yeah, Christ is king. Yeah, Christ is king, Galloway. Sorry, Orla, go ahead.
Sorry, fair. No, you're wrong there now. The men are too busy either up on fake accounts, harassing people, bullying women. So they really are too busy, like, do you know what I mean? To be up to anything else. And too worried about themselves and their egos. Do you know? But I mean, I had this conversation with somebody earlier on. There should never have been anything further after the stabbing of those children in Dublin. That should have been where the line was drawn. How in God's creation has it gone on and on and on? Well, we have children missing. We have children who have died. We have children that can't be accounted for. We had a rape of a 10-year-old girl. God knows what else is going on that we don't even have a clue about. But like, how has this gone on and on? The line should have been drawn when those 3 children were stabbed by that foreigner.
It should have been drawn as the movie. Never mind letting it go that far. It's an absolute disgrace. Yeah. It really is. But I said that today, Orla. It's just people accept all this. When's the breaking point? What do you have to say? What's gonna be enough for you to actually get up out your ass and get in the fucking fight and do something like? I just don't know what it's going to take. It's really, I don't know.
But fair, that should have been that should have been the line when children were like, that doesn't go on in this country. Do you know? Like, there's Christine there talking about the excess.
There's Christine, yeah.
Right? We had that amount of car crashes. It'd be on the news morning, noon, and night. But what, we've 25,000 deaths, excess deaths, and there's not a word about it.
Yeah, well, then you have
these. But then you have the suicides, Ferg. I spoke to a guy last year, right? And I've said this before on the show. I seen him in the garage. He's in a lovely suit on the whole lot, and he had a pair of lovely George Webb boots on, and they were full of muck. And I said, "Were you playing football?" He says to me, "I just had to cut a kid down in the thing." I said, "What?" I didn't twig what he, you know, and I walked outside and I waited for him then. And I said, "Like, it's suicide." I said, "We're cutting down 5 a week." Now, was that 5 a week in Dublin or in Ireland? Because if that's 5 a week, even if it's 5 a week in Ireland, that's 300 and odd kids a year to suicide. Like, that's a pandemic in itself, and nobody wants to talk about mental health or suicide. And I've seen the kid talk about this before. He really gets into it, but they don't bring out the stats for 2 years after. Like, we won't get this year's stats until 2027 or 2028. So you're always 2 years behind. So we don't know. And as I said, like, people don't know what other people's mental health are, and there's nothing there for the likes of these guys on drugs now, or the likes of these homeless people. It's nearly always mental health that has them in this situation. They should be sorting that out before they try and sort out anything else. You know what I mean? And that's just my take on that now. The excess deaths are off the scale. I have a funeral to go to tomorrow. A 58-year-old girl found that in her house. I just have no words anymore. Listen, we never heard of turbo cancers. I never heard of turbo cancers until last year. Never. I'm 57 years of age, like, you know what I mean? And I've heard of all sorts of cancers. I've heard of all sorts of stuff, but I never heard of turbo cancers. And the only reason they call it turbo cancer is because as soon as it gets you, as soon as you're diagnosed with it, you're dead within 6 to 8 weeks. That's it. There's no coming back for it, like, you know? It's disgusting. Exactly, Ferg. You hit the nail on the head. Yeah. Girls in the UK ended up in kebab meat. Yeah, this is what they're saying. Yeah, that these kids were actually killed. Yeah. Yeah, Tommy Robinson said it. No, I've seen it.
That's true. Yeah, they grinded them up into kebab meat.
Yeah,
fucking animals, absolute animals.
The Gardaí are only interested in arresting people for horty words.
Yeah.
I was thinking, the police actually come out. They admitted that the human remains were found. Like there was a big big police investigation, and they admitted it. So there you go. It's not conspiracy theory stuff.
Speaking of conspiracy theory stuff and kids, okay, I got a message sent in to me today. I did send it on to you, Ferg, and I'm going to read this out now. I'm going to read this message out because we are a media organisation now. People do send us in stuff. Okay, so allegedly, there's several reports of Deliveroo drivers approaching children in Clontarf in the last 2 days, including one case of sexual assault by a driver on a girl in the area. 2 other young girls escaped after being trapped by a man on a bike. A good description was given to Gardaí. An incident room has been set up in Santry Garda Station, and Garda are going house to house on certain roads, taking CCTV footage. Not a single report on Irish news. And then the next message was 8-year-old child sexually assaulted by Deliveroo driver, Furry Park Road, Sunday. Gardaí incident room set up. There's 2 other reports, child's being blocked. Yeah, that's it. So people in Clontarf, please watch your children. People all around this country, watch your children. Everywhere you look now, the Deliveroo driver. Doesn't matter where you are. You could be going down the Malahide Road, you could be going up Darndale, you could be going down the Bladen Jewel Carriageway. There's a Deliveroo driver. It's worse than rats. Deliveroo drivers are no more than 3 bleeding meters away. They're everywhere. And you go into McDonald's, the 6 and 7 of them standing. You know, I just don't trust this shit at all. I don't trust any of them. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of money to be made there. You know what I mean? Why aren't Irish lads doing them jobs? You know what I mean? I know it's a Deliveroo job, but listen, I'd do it if, like I would do it. If I could get a job doing that, I'd do it tomorrow because they do get good money. But it's they're bringing in all these foreigners, and this is all the guys to sell drugs, to attack kids. That's all this is. You know what I mean? And people, beware of your children, especially around these Deliveroo drivers or any McDonald's or anything like that, anything that's doing this. So yeah, what do you think yourself on that one, Ferg?
Sure, right. And then you have 16 or 17 and living in the one gaff then, you know what I mean? That's why you can't rent anyway. You can't stay at the family. They're all shooting out to Australia, the whole lot. It's all a dirty, horrible, callous, satanic plan to rid this island of Irish people and replace them with you know what. And you need to get a grip on the sound, really do, instead of just sitting around talking about it all the time. You need to get up and bleed and do something about it. Because the point we're talking about, it's direct action, that's it.
Direct action, that's it, end of story. Drew Cook, 4 suicides on my local area in Wicklow in the last year. 2 of the lads were in their early 20s. It's heartbreaking, Drew. It really is heartbreaking. You think
I had the fella that I know, there now 2 fellas that I know, one from that used to hang around when I was a young fella. 2 of them around the same age, 50, 51, and both of them gone on Christmas Eve. Yeah, but they passed peacefully, unexpectedly but peacefully. And no one's asking questions. How are you not asking questions?
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
I was out with the lads the other day for breakfast. Yesterday it was, yeah. And over the last 3 or 4 weeks, the place where I used to work, I think 3 people have died over the last 3 or 4 weeks. You know what I mean? So as soon as he came in yesterday, one of the lads told me, "Oh, such a body died. Was he vaccinated?" I don't know. So another fella, such a body died. Was he vaccinated? I don't know. He said, "Why do you keep thinking it's the vaccine?" I said, "Listen, mate." I said, "Look around you." I said, "You can see what it is." And if you can't see it, it's cognitive dissonance. So I think people who took the vaccine are, I don't know, they just don't want to know. You know what I mean? And it must be hard knowing that you've taken this shit, like, you know what I mean? Because, I don't know.
Yeah. the only thing I'd say, right, I'm looking at positives as well. You have to try and stay positive, lads, and see like what's coming down the line. Dan Hartman, who's little lad Sean, he took that first Pfizer shot. He died at 17. He should have been 22 there a couple of weeks ago. And Dan hasn't stopped the day, Paul, fighting for that young fella. Not joking you. But he has a legal team on board now that are taking Pfizer. They're taking the case against Pfizer, right? There's also a girl in North America, Kayla Pollock. She's on Twitter there. Follow her. If you're on Twitter, follow her, lads.
What's the name? Taylor Pollock.
Kayla Pollock, yeah. She has the first case, right, by jury against Moderna. So there's there is stuff coming down the line. Stay positive, because this is, come here, my whole thing, lads. It's all in God's hands, this, it really is. That's why I try not to get too uptight or upset in the whole lot. I really do believe that it's all in his hands, and all these will get what's coming in the end. He really will.
I agree with you, Fred. I do agree with you. It's the same up here, Fred. It's a play on words. If someone died suddenly, how in the name of everything holy is that peaceful? Yes. But again, like we've said this as well about all the little villages. If they weren't flooding these villages with these migrants, people would start noticing the deaths.
Yeah.
Because as Tom McDonald was telling me only last year, he's at a funeral every other day. Every other day. Friends of his and neighbours and this, that, the other. And only for the flooding these areas with these migrants, it's taking their mind, it's taking the eye off the people dying. That's what it's doing, you know what I mean? Do you remember years ago, one of the young ones that died in the area, and I'd be, Jesus, Mrs. Thing. Now they die. A handful of people they don't even go to the funerals, like, you know what I mean? It's horrific.
Yeah, everything's been everything. The Ukraine, the whole lot. You know yourself. I'm preaching to the choir here. Everything was a distraction, and everything since and everything now is a distraction to take it away from the excess mortality and the fact they have medically murdered countless all over the world and left countless with no quality of life to speak of whatsoever. And my God, they will pay in the end. They pay in this life and the next. They can see it coming.
Yeah. Well, let's you in on it.
Go back to your comments there. No, it was after that. It was about Orla. Yeah. Gates and Berlin court in Netherlands and lawyer in prison. Wonder why. Yeah, so that's Reinik Kumlich, the German lawyer. Sure, he's absolutely brilliant, like going after all of them, you know. But I mean, what do you expect with Bill Gates? Like, Bill Gates got up on a stage, walked over and back and over and back, saying, you know, the way to depopulate is through vaccination. And then you're going to take vaccinations from him after him saying that. Like, he was caught down in Africa giving tetanus shots to girls, which was sterilising them. Like, and then this man turns around and brings out more vaccines and people are queuing up to get them. It's madness.
He done some job, alright. Didn't even he did a whole lot. He done some job, not joking you. Especially in 2010.
Like, let's be honest, Frank. Did this many people really take the vaccines, or is it all a play? Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think 95% of this population took vaccines. No way. I'd say if it was 50 to 60, I would say. There's a lot more of us out there, I think, that are unvaccinated than the government and all letting on. So, as you said, the media was bought and paid for. 300 million Bill Gates put out to all the media companies around the world. If you remember it rightly, John Hopkins got thing, BBC got 30 million. The crowd that done the college in the UK, the university that done the man Ferguson done the model. Do you remember that there'd be 14 million dead and all this shit? They got millions and millions and millions just to tell this lie. You know what I mean? You put it in, you show people, and people just don't listen. You're a conspiracy theorist. Mate, there it is in front of you. Look, there it is, you know, and they still don't listen to you. You know, I have a video there I'm going to play in a while. It's about the chemtrails. Okay, now people will tell you you're mental, you're this, you're that. Just have a look up there, mate. You can see it. Like, come on. Yeah. Like, a blind man can see it, you know. It really gets on my nerves, like, you know. I was driving from Euston Station on Saturday morning. I had to drop someone into Euston Station,
and I stopped at Sandymount Strand. You want to see the job you're doing, Paolo? Absolutely disgraceful. Like, and people can't see that that's not natural. Like, all you have to do is look up. What's that saying? You're not sick. You're just under the weather.
Under the weather. Yeah. I was up in. I let you in now. I was up on. Was it the last bank holiday? Oh, it was New Year's Day. Me and the kids were up the playground in Clare Hall here, and one side was beautiful, right? And then on the other side, I've done a video of it. It was just, it's, Jesus Christ, it was mental. Somebody just sent me in a video there for 6G or something like that. I'll play that in a minute. Play that in a few minutes. Go through a few more comments there. By the way, the WHO in 2012 and 2019 changed the framework or reporting injuries from shots. Essentially, one has to prove clinically they are injured. The HPRA are saying approximately 24,500 reactions reported. But you have to look at that. Only 1%. You reckon only 1%? That's only 1%. So I'd say there's an awful lot more. So we know there's an awful lot more, By the way, they call you cattle for a reason, Paul. Kids would need to buy a bike or a scooter to do the Deliveroo. These men are given the bikes. Yeah, they are, yeah. Genuine nationalism, correctly understood and presented, it's fundamental for one peace and a clean and natural environment. There's nothing wrong with the environment, to be honest with you. Like that's another bleeding hoax. Yeah, I'm not into that shit either. The way it taxes, young people are reaching 14 and realizing that they face a very bleak future. Yeah, it is true, Michael John. It is true. They are playing X and O in the sky for fuck's sake. Yeah, let me just see. Can I play it there? Hang on. I got it here. I did put it down. I think I didn't. Play the hell out of you. I'll get it now in a minute. We'll play it in a few minutes. The teachers, Orla. We'll play the one about the teachers, will we? And come back and talk to that. Is this the school in Kerry? Yeah, we play that one and come back. Just hang on there with us for
You want to do your best by every child, but yeah, it is challenging without the extra staffing and resources.
I'm at the Presentation Monastery National School in Killarney, the Mon as they call it, 170 boys in this senior school from 2nd to 6th class. Killarney's always had a very diverse population, and like many towns now, many kids coming here from various different countries of origin, over 40 nationalities represented here, but with as many as 85% of some classes going home to families where there's no English spoken at home. There are concerns about English language supports and the fact that the Mon here is not a Desh school. I went inside the classroom to meet pupils and their teachers to find out more.
I suppose we're exceptionally lucky. We have a very diverse school, which is something that we really value. But there is a significant number of students in my class that have English as an additional language. And while that diversity is a strength, it also brings about a great level of challenge for students. I suppose language is the foundation of learning, and it underpins confidence and understanding and progress across all areas. As one teacher, you strive to meet the needs of every single child in your class, but it's exceptionally difficult without that additional level of support. And I mean, I see the students in my class, they have so much potential, a potential that could absolutely be realised with access to that support. But yeah, it's exceptionally challenging, and you do your best. You want to do your best by every child, but yeah, it is challenging without the extra staffing and resources.
How many times did you get in there? Diversity is our strength. You know what?
Diversity is our strength, yeah. Sick listening to it about this diversity shite. To be honest with you, I'm disgusted. I'm just sick listening to it. Diversity is our strength. Diversity is this. No, it's not. No, it's not. Bring it in.
Diversity means less Indigenous Irish people. Diversity means less places for Indigenous Irish children, schools, hospital appointments, that's all that means. Less Irish people.
One on it.
I'm going to learn their sign language here. What was I going to say? Right. So my daughter has dyslexia. So we had to get, would say, a private assessment for her because the waiting list was too long. But that's what I was thinking about, right? When she was talking. And she was like, oh, diversity, strength, and this, that, and the other. Right. So you've got 85% of foreign children in the school. What about the Irish children that need assessments for whether it's ADHD, dyslexia, autism, whatever special needs assessments they need? What's going to happen to those children? Like if they're complaining there's not enough for the foreign children, but what about the Irish children that are already on waiting lists? Are they going to be put further back down on the waiting list? And then is it going to be all of a sudden like somebody's clicked their fingers and all of a sudden there's all these SNAs, but it's only going to be for, would say, the foreign children because they don't speak English? And again, it comes back again to what about our own children that are sitting waiting on waiting lists? And the longer the children with dyslexia and all this, ADHD, go without proper assessments, which means then they can't get the proper help, the further they fall behind. Like, it's an absolute joke. And people are just sitting back going, like...
That's the point. People just accept it. It's an absolute disgrace. I don't know how, honest to God, how have people become so dumbed down and have that fire inside them to fucking sort all this out and not take it anymore? I just don't get it. I really bleeding down to it. Annoys the bugs a light down me sometimes, but look, the way I look at it, I can only account for myself. I can only do what I can do. Go out with great intent, the best intentions in my heart to walk with God, do His work, and hopefully do some right on this earth before they go and meet Him and leave this world a better place, this country a much better place for our children before we go. So that's all I want to do. I'm not in this for nothing else bad. I've no other agenda. I'm not looking for a seat in the doll. I'm not a politician. I'm not fuck all like that. All I want is this country back. I want our children to thrive, not survive, as I said before. This is a God-given birthright, lads, and it has to be fought for. Simple as that.
But just back there again, Ferg, like, that woman there, that teacher has how many in her class? But all she's talking about is how the foreign children are not getting the help they need. What about the Irish kids in the class? Why is no mention about them? There was no mention about the Irish children need help, needing SNAs. They just don't exist anymore. Like, it's just ridiculous.
And then you have Neil, what's his name? Richmond, is it? Yeah, he's off over in Ethiopia, giving more millions of our taxpayer money over there when they have, I think it's the third or fourth strongest economy in Africa. What do they need the money for? When there's children at home like here, that little one Roxanne, what he left that young fella absolutely in an agonising pain, and then he passed away, that young Harvey fella, and the other lad spotted out at an Oasis concert. How are they left walking around, lads? It's absolutely beyond me at this stage. It really is.
Oh, it is a beggar's belief. But now, if you say that to them, you're getting locked up for it. It's a dictatorship. It's a tyrannical government. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And we know what it is. You've been done. I've been done for nothing. Just for speaking out against these people and calling them the truth on what they are. You know what I mean? It's disgusting. Disgusting it is. But they will be held accountable. And I'll be honest with you, Ferg, I don't want to be a TD either. But it's kind of, nobody else is coming up to fucking help us out here. So I think someone has to do it. That's the reason why I do it. You know what I mean? It's the only reason why I do it. You know what I mean? I don't want to I never wanted to be a politician. You know, never.
Yeah, but Paul, I know what you're all about, Paul. I know what you're doing it for. Do you know what I mean? The same as myself, so go for it. But come here, I have to bounce, lads, right? I have to go. Thanks a million for having me on. And please, everyone, I'm absolutely imploring you, get the message out to everyone you can, north, south, east, west. The 1st of April, 12 noon at the Tussler HQ across from Euston Station. Please be there and show these monsters we're not having that anymore, right? And God's children are for sale no more. God bless everyone here. Here you go, brother. And by the way, just before I go, how each is it, so I don't get a bleeding tomorrow.
Ferg, I'll talk to you later, mate. Cheers.
God bless everyone. Right, fair play to you.
Great. Thanks very much, Greg, for coming in there. It's always good to get Ferg in, you know what I mean? Always good. And yeah, fair play. Wait, hang on. We're going to go with, okay, let me just read this now. Frankie, Ferg thinks it might get the can't do anything legally. Who's that? Let me just read that there. No, I'm not going to read that. Lesson says, no, I agree, Emma. No ash is given to children today, and no St. Bridget's cross is made in schools. I know, but very young children coming home talking about diversity. Yeah, as I said, I got my ashes, my nephew got, everyone, we all got our ashes this morning. Yeah, we did. Sheepdog, Ferg, yeah. Boy, Ferg, yeah. Cheers, Ferg. Fair play. I'm going to try and get down to that march. Yes, please do. Everyone try and get down.
You're muted.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to play. We done the teachers. Hold on, Orla. I'm going to let you in now. Just give me a second.
Right. Let's go back to where we were and just get it finished off. So labels, right, and raw milk. Just to get that finished off.
Have you ever actually read the labels of oranges and lemons? Go and check yours. On many imported citrus fruits, you'll see this. Imazalil and thiabendazole. These are fungicides and they're applied to the peel to stop mould while fruit is stored and transported. Imazalil is persistent, doesn't wash off easily, and in animal toxicology studies, both have been linked to liver and hormone-related issues. Regulators say that the residue levels are safe. Some labelling will actually say do not eat the peel. But if you're using the peel for zesting, slicing, making marmalade, this is where organic really matters. Organic citrus fruit will not be treated with this synthetic post-harvest fungicide. Read the label.
Would you like some marmalade with a bit of poison on the side? Lovely.
My ma. We played that the other night on the show. We did. We played that one the other night as well. And my ma, I come in on Monday. My ma used to throw all her peels into and she used to drink the water. And I said, you're not doing your peels. No, Jesus, no. After watching that thing the other night that you had on the show, she says, no, I won't be doing that. I'll play the other one here now. We play the raw milk.
There's a lot of hate online for raw milk at the moment, but no one's talking about the fact that Donohoe has recalled a load of its baby formula, including some that was made in Ireland, because it has something in it that can give you stomach cramps and vomiting. And I'm a certified supplier of raw milk. It's tested and everything so that I can sell it. There's only 4 certified suppliers of raw milk in Ireland. It comes direct from my cows and my farm. But it's interesting that there's so much hate online for raw milk at the minute, but no one's talking about the big multinational company that's had a huge international recall.
Sure, look at Aldi. Aldi's after having to do 2 recalls, one on cheese and one on something else because it's not safe to eat. No, I didn't see that.
There's Emma Lamb there. Mr. Price has a major do not eat recall at the minute on loads of packets of sweets. Trying to find a pick to send it on. Jesus Christ.
I didn't. Now, I know Aldi has it all right. Do you know?
Drew got away right. I drank raw milk out of a bulk tank half of my life. Probably the only reason I'm still alive. Yeah, raw milk will make you sick. I remember that from years ago. I don't know whether maybe I have. Just gonna put this up. Hang on there, and I'll share this. Somebody asked to put up to buy me a coffee, so. There we are. There's that to buy me a coffee, and I'll put that in there. There it's gone into the comments as well. So if you can get the Revolut, please do. You just have to beep that. That'll send it the fiver through or whatever. Send them through, 3 quid, 2 quid, whatever it is. Please do. All donations are gladly appreciated. Thank you very much. So there you have it. There now. I'm gonna just go. I actually want to play Chris from the Liberty Soup run here. Okay, I'm gonna play that now. He's a good guy. So I'm gonna play this and we'll come back and talk.
Well guys, happy Sunday to you. I just want to jump on and wish us all a happy Sunday. Just woke up this morning and had a couple of voice missed calls on me, your 171, and one call in particular. It was from a girl, and I think it was at 3:30 this morning. Now obviously my phone was on silent, but she was in distraught. She was walking around the street. She was, I don't know, I couldn't really make her out on the phone, but she didn't know what to do or where to go. Walking the streets at 3:30 in the morning. Somebody gave her number, but unfortunately my phone was on silent and I missed the call. But I tried to call her back this morning and the phone was off. You know, and it just gets you worrying, you know, you're just thinking, like, I hope she's okay, I hope whatever was going on, that she's somewhere safe. I did hear her, I could barely hear her because I don't know the noise where she was, wind, I don't know. I could hear she was looking for a sleeping bag and something warm to wear. But unfortunately, guys, I missed the call. And that's what's happening. A woman walking the streets at 3:30 in the morning. I'm at the sending a message, I'm at the trying to call back 2 or 3 times and no answer. Just turned off. So we can only pray and hope that that woman is okay. And look at as many more that would have been on the streets last night. You know guys, you could do this 24 hours a day. And I really mean that. You could go out in the morning and stay out till the next morning and you'd be busy looking after the homeless, looking after people in need. That's how bad it is out on the streets. But it's just on my mind this morning. I just hope that that girl is okay. And I don't know if she's watching this. She didn't even leave her name. I just got the number that I had the missed call from and tried to ring her back, sent the messages. But if she is watching it, please get in touch with us and we can help you if we can. But it's sad guys, it's sad. And as I said, you do this 24 hours a day. But other than that guys, look, I hope you have a lovely Sunday. Back to work tomorrow for most of us, so enjoy the rest today and yeah, Liberty Super and continue to work with us. God bless and have a lovely Sunday.
Do you have a chat there about?
Well, just what got me was the amount of women he was talking about, you know, that are wandering the streets. There's no help, there's no mental health services, there's no hostels. The hostels, we're hearing over and over again, there's so much drugs in them that anyone who is trying to stay off drugs doesn't want to go into the hostels. Again, we're back to the issue, we don't have enough hostels. And again, back to the issue, there is not enough help for mental health services. But again, we have to buy Zelensky's mother more houses. So that's where the money has to go. We have to just have our priorities right. Never mind the Irish, they're not important. Do you know? I hope she's getting a car as well now. I mean, she can't have her daughter-in-law drive around in €1 million car and her not have one. That's not on now. What will the neighbours think? So he may make another phone call to me whole and, you know, tell him to pull his finger out. Do you know?
Yeah. Hold on, go on, what?
TikTok page, right, which is under the Irish Column Media. And I put up that post yesterday with this one here, right, about the woman attacked, right? See that? Right, and I have it labelled as woman attacked in Tralee. And it has got 476 views. Imagine. That's it for a woman attacked. So obviously that's been suppressed. We played Chris's video about the building. I had it sitting there. Did we ever play it? When he's sitting in the van and he shows a red building. Did we play that one?
I'm not seeing it there, Orla. I'm not seeing it there. I'll check back. I'll go back into my things here and have a look and see is it there. I'll tell you where it could be. Yes. Okay. Bear with me there. Give me 1 second. I will pull it in here. Just bear with me. 5 is alive. Yeah, I'm just pulling it in there now, Orla. Yeah, just give me 2 minutes. That should be in there. Blessing says no. Yeah, I put up the QR code there a minute ago, and I put the other one into Facebook for the buy me a coffee. So yeah, let me just see more comments there. I think so. Orla Galloway Ryder. Okay, I stop in this comment. Only so much. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I didn't see any of this. So Emma Lamb, everything I post or share that's anti-government never shows up on Facebook, TikTok, etc. It's crazy. Yeah, it is. We're all the same. Heartbreaking, thinking he carries the weight of the missed calls and totally desperate people. Yeah, I'll tell you, Chris is a great man. He really is a great man. Yeah, all by design, Orla. Yes. Air Force. Yes. I just want to. Someone sent me in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to.
Did that load?
So now what, guys, and it's sad to say that video clip you just seen there.
But then the sound came on.
The what?
I was going to say there was no sound, but then the sound came on.
So now what, guys, and it's sad to say that video clip you just seen there, that's a local pub that used to be, it's still in the area where I live. It's called the Pimlico Tavern, and up over that's all flats and accommodation. That is lying idle there now, I don't know how many years, you know. It's just so sad to say that we're only literally around the corner there on the streets, feeding the homeless and feeding people who need stuff, people who have nothing in the lashings of rain. And yet you have empty buildings like this with so much potential just lying there idle. I don't know who owns it, I don't know if it's privately owned, that's not the point. I'm just saying, what a waste of a building when we have a homeless crisis, when we could have shelter there for feeding the homeless. We could, you know, great potential in that building there. And it's just, you know what, it turns my stomach. I was just driving by it there a few minutes ago and I said, you know what, I need to stop and put that out there, because what a waste, and so much potential that place has for a homeless cafe or like even accommodation. It's just, you know, it's wrong, guys. And yeah, I just wanted to share that, and that's only one. There's many more around Ireland, around Dublin. I'll show you that once more. And there you go, guys, look at the size of that. Look at that, and that's lying there years now like that. And again, I'm not saying you have to give it to us for the homeless or for the super run, but I'm just saying the amount of properties lying around Dublin like this that could easily be gave one of them towards to make a cafe or somewhere warm for the guys to come in and have their bit of food in the evenings. And there you go.
That's crazy, like, isn't it? Crazy. Someone is saying there that they're not getting through here. Some of the messages aren't getting through there. Paul, some of my messages are being censored, not showing up. Okay, well then, Izzy, send the message in to me there. Look, you get me on 089 203 1521. That's where you'll send the message in if you want it.
Yeah, but how many buildings are there like that are just left lying idle? Like, a lot of these places could be turned into hostels or other sort of homeless shelters, or, as he said, a homeless cafe, you know what I mean, apartments. Like, what is the point of just having them sitting there lying idle, you know? You're muted.
Yeah, I'm just going to move on to this now. Okay, this is about the clouds, about the shit that's going on in the clouds, because this needs to be spoke about too. So I'm going to play this here. Just give me a heads up give me a thumbs up there if you have sound. Okay.
Is absolutely happening, and that our own government has been involved for decades, spraying chemicals into the air with no regard for the people those chemicals could be hurting. I want to welcome in former U.S. Air Force environmental specialist and geoengineering whistleblower, Kristen Megan. It's great to have you back, Kristen. Appreciate you being here. So you've been talking about this issue for years now. Can you take us through what you say is absolutely happening?
Yeah, thanks for having me back. This is absolutely happening, and it's basically now openly admitted, even though you're getting kind of pushback from the EPA, but I don't think it's intentional. What I discovered around starting in 2007, I was working in bioenvironmental engineering in the Air Force. And like I had mentioned previously, I tried to debunk this. And in the attempt to debunk it, I realized as somebody who was approving forms called Air Force Form 3952s, I had to reject these toxicants on formerly known as an MSDS, now an SDS, because they're the very same toxicants we were trying to engineer out of the workplace. So why would we be procuring more? So lots of soil sampling, air sampling. Once I got threatened, I knew I'd found something, and it's very much happening. In fact, when I finished my master's around 2015, it was in one of my environmental textbooks that they were doing it. So it's a shock to me that people still think it's not happening. Yes, yeah. I sold the book, but I wish I still had it.
And we can all see it if you look up, and it just doesn't make sense, that it's coming from like a Delta flight flying overhead. So your role in the Air Force, if I'm understanding it correctly, was basically to approve these flights long before takeoff. And eventually you just said, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. Is that accurate broadly?
Well, it wasn't approving the flights. So when you're using hazardous materials, you have to track them from cradle to grave, use and disposal. So when I was in the Air Force, I'm basically OSHA and EPA, but in the military. So I had to make sure that we were keeping workers safe. So we had to understand what we were bringing on and how could it affect human and environmental health.
Right. People will say to me, they're like, well, we don't think this is happening. If this isn't happening, why have multiple states passed laws banning weather engineering, including Florida, including Texas? Can you explain that?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I know a lot of people have taken the angle of, because people still don't believe it. Even if you don't believe it, there's people that are trying to take action saying, look at what they're claiming. Because when the government claims that they're going to do something, they're already doing it. And they're trying to say, even if you don't believe it, would you want it to happen? It has these human and environmental impacts. So yes, and there's a lot of those legislators have reached out to myself and Dan Wigington over the past couple of years. So they have the information and all the government documents that are on geoengineeringwatch.org.
Biggest question, in your opinion, why is this being done? And again, it might not be EPA, could be DARPA, could be War Department, could be private companies, but why are they doing this?
I think there's a multitude of reasonings. You control the weather, you can handicap many people. We did it flooding the Ho Chi Minh Trail. But when you have this huge climate change initiative, we needed to find ways to dim the sun and decrease the solar load. So this is fear-based. And I also think it's financially incentivized through betting on crops. And again, handicapping anyone in war. Yeah,
so it kind of takes away the organic from anything organic you're buying, because this is then sprayed into the air, and then and gravity brings it down. Eventually the rain brings it down, and it is all over all of us. What are these crops doing to people? Or I'm sorry, these chemicals doing to people?
Well, a lot of them are heavy alkaline metals and salts. And what they do, again, is that synergistic toxicity. You're breathing it in, you have the dermal absorption and an inhalation. And it does depend on relative humidity and different weather patterns. Like I live in Michigan, so we have all seasons in the same day. Right. So the dissipation rates are faster. When you ingest that, it is eating away at your gut health. And the thing is when they're using strontium and barium, those things bioaccumulate in the bones, and it also displaces potassium. And if anyone's ever had low potassium, you know that causes a massive issue with your nerves and your heart, and it can mimic a heart attack. So we're getting massively bombarded because, again, different routes of exposure, and depending on where you live, you can be more exposed already because you have background elements in your drinking water. Jeez,
it's so scary. Kristen, we appreciate you being with us again tonight. Thank you. Look forward to having you back. Kristen Megan, again, one of the only people willing to talk about this publicly. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. Don't look up. But this has been going on for years, geoengineering has, and it's look up in the sky, people. It's happening every day. We have people talking about it every day, and they're being called conspiracy theories. I remember saying it in work in 2018. We were outside smoking. I said, lads, look, the X Factor. I said, what the bleeding hell is that all about? And the lads just laughed it off, like, you know what I mean? But like, you can't laugh this off now, you know what I mean? Like, it's snowing when it's not supposed to be snowing. It's raining when it's not supposed to be raining. It is about weather manipulation and controlling the weather. And if you can flood a place, that's the crop's gone. You know, I don't know why they want to do this. They want to take up all the farmland and everything else everywhere. So, yeah, we need to sort this out as well. This needs to be asked of this government as well. What's going on up there, lads? What do you know about? What do you not know about? You know what I mean? Somebody needs to be on top of this in the government and asking the questions. What do you think, Orla?
They won't tell the truth anyway, so it doesn't matter. They won't. They'll lie. They'll say they don't know anything.
Someone put up there, quick draw McGraw, I'm calling it now. Yeah. Do you remember quick draw McGraw? Yeah. Do you remember it? Yeah. It was a thing years ago. You used to write on things. You had to quick draw real quick. Hang on, what did you say?
Yeah, I know about quick draw McGraw, but what's it in reference to? Is it answering somebody?
All the lines in the sky, quick draw McGraw. Quick draw, you know. Okay. All part of the depopulation agenda, yes. James O'Keefe in Davos was jaw dropping. I haven't seen it. Yeah, Paul. That pub in the Liberties has to be knocked. Yeah, well, I don't know. Because I type so fast. It's because I type so fast, Paul. Okay, fair enough. I had another one there. Okay, I'm going to just play. Let me just put this away. Hold on there. Get rid of that one. Yeah, I have 105 on this. Anthony Casey only has 14. Mark Murphy 6. Yeah, we're really getting censored here on Twitter, lads. We really are. Jesus Christ. Wow. Yeah, we've won on Facebook on Gale Force Media. Sorry, Orla, what?
Right, what do we play next?
I want to play Gentle Poet. I just want to put it out. Hang on, let me just see it there. She has put out a thing looking, where is it? Gentle Poet, yeah. Your ego or your country. I am calling on nationalists to attend a meeting with me. A house divided cannot stand. At Anthony L. Casey, at P. Quinlan, at Malachy Steenson, at Herman Kelly, at Leahy Michael, at AJ Callan, at Aaron Joyce. I don't know why at Justin Barrett isn't there. Maybe she just forgot. But yeah, listen, everyone needs to be brought in there. But this was a conversation her and Anthony had about 3 weeks ago, where she said she would call this and she would talk to the people. So I'm going to play this and we'll come back and talk about that then after.
Yeah. And you're right, if we put our names forward to represent people and their rights and to get this country back, we should be able to put everything else aside for the mission that we so-called took on.
Yeah. And, you know, Paul Whelan came up with a wonderful idea.
Yeah. And I backed it.
You know,
I thought it was a great initiative.
It was a great initiative to have an All-Ireland Council.
My fear in a lot of this is that the government, not just in Ireland, but have created division artists from the get-go. And that when you try and get these things off the ground, then a new wave of lies and defamation come against the person who tries to do it, which is worrying because I think there is an answer to that. And I've said this recently on Spaces, on Gavan's X Space, that I said to Claire, and I said, it needs to be called from a third party within nationalism, but not by a leader, because if a leader calls it, others don't turn up.
I'll call it.
You should call it.
I will.
If you called, let's have an exercise of thought here. If Gentle Poet, who we all know within the community, calls a time and date and location for people who say they're all for the country and say they're all for unity, show up.
Yeah.
And whoever doesn't show up, then we know.
We know.
And whoever can't put aside their grievances for the cause, then step aside and let the people who did show up.
Yeah.
And let's get behind it.
Yeah, let's draw a line.
I think
it's time.
That is the only way it's going to work.
Yeah.
And everyone share it, everyone ring the bell, everyone and I'm saying this as a party leader, make us accountable to show up.
Yeah.
Tag us. Say, Anthony Casey, I'm calling, you know, X, I'm not going to name individuals because I don't want to get into the controversy of it, but name and tag them. And I think if the nationalist community got behind that, then we'd see where the chips fall.
Yeah.
And if there's questions outstanding, because God knows, I got screenshots sent to me 2 nights ago that I'm a Mason and that I am this, that, and the other. God knows people might have questions to ask. Then we're answerable to the nationalist community.
Yes.
Then ask them.
Yeah.
Hand the mic around and say, we want this as an AC.
Yeah.
We want ye to put, we like this branding, we like these policies, we want you to go on these principles and actually amalgamate. That will put fear through the government.
Yeah. That's the only thing they would be afraid of.
And I think
we actually got together.
That's an initiative worth pursuing.
Yeah. It's time to. It is time to make a stand, and it's time to show, broadly speaking, your true colours as nationalists.
Yeah.
You either care more about the country than you do about your own ego, or you're not interested. You just like the
line.
The head.
You're muted.
Okay, I'm mute. Sorry, shit. Okay, just going through some of these. She's a true patriot. God bless her. You're muted. Thank you very much. Now I know Gentle Poet is an amazing woman that has a brain, a heart, and a soul. Fair play to you for calling it out. Yeah, she's a lovely woman, I have to say. Yeah, we're both mute. Sometimes we're better off being mute, to be honest with you. Yeah, your sound's gone. No, it was my fault. Yeah, that was my fault. Yeah. Yeah, we're not muted anymore. Okay. But yeah, I think that's a great idea. You know what I mean? Really do. You know what I mean? But there was people posting in there, what about Justin Barrett? I'd say she just forgot. I'm being honest with you. I'd say so. Because I don't think that Jean is not one for, you know, picking sides and not having people there and not wanting people there. She wants everybody there. Everybody needs to be there. And if they don't show up, well, then they don't show up. Well, then we know. We'll just move on as we are. Just leave us alone then. That's just the way it is.
Over again for this. Times this has been asked for. How are you supposed to sit in a room with people who have gone out of their way to destroy you, with known woman abusers, and you're going to sit in a room having a chat with them. I'm sorry now, that's ridiculous. And then they're up going on about foreigners. But sure, they were abusing women for months on end, under fake pages, harassing, threatening, stalking, calling names, trying to destroy their reputation. And you think you're going to sit in a room with them and they're going to do anything for this country? Sure, they're just as bad as the foreigners. They're a threat to women.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm going to be honest, Orla, unless this nationalist movement, whether them people are involved or not, the nationalist movement has to come together. We have to unify. We have to get everyone on the same page. You know, we do have to. Go on, sorry.
Cohort. There is loads of decent people in this movement. It doesn't have to revolve around a certain amount. There's loads of decent people. Like there is any amount of decent people out there who are genuine, who are not ruled by money, who are not ruled by their ego. Why are those people not reached out to?
John Mack has just asked there, who the hell was threatening women? Listen, there was a lot of threatening went on with women. That's for another show. We spoke about this before, about leaders threatening women and arguing with women and getting their minions to go after the women. But who's Orla talking about? Listen, I'm not going to get into it, lads. Send me a text and I'll send you a text offline. I'm not getting into it. I'm not mentioning these people's names here tonight. It's about unity. If these people don't want to come to these talks or come and sit down, so be it. We'll just move on and you stay out of our way, and that's all we need to do then. You know what I mean? We'll know where we stand then. Okay?
Of decent people in this movement.
Fair enough, Sean. Sean, I just don't want to. I don't want to get into the argy-bargy here tonight. You know what I mean? It's just these people know who they are, and a lot of people know, you know, what these people did. You know, love the time you folks put in twice a week to stream. At least you're up for it. Many aren't. Yeah, I love doing this. I really do. I like talking to people. I like. Agreed, Paul. Unity must come first against all odds. Exactly. Like listen. I don't talk to a lot of people. I don't talk to a few people, not a lot of people, a few people in this movement anymore. I'm going to this fair, I'm going to this Tussler thing on the 1st of April. There's going to be people there that I don't talk to. I just won't talk to them. I'll still be there to show support for this, because this is such a big thing, the Tussler thing. So anyone, if you don't talk to me, don't bother talking to me. I won't talk to you. You don't talk to me. We won't get in each other's ways. There won't be any arguments. I'm not going to argue with anyone. As far as I'm concerned, yous are dead and nothing to me. And all you're doing is getting in my way by slagging me off and doing your shit to me. So just stay out of my way and I'll stay out of your way and just leave us do our own thing. End of. Definitely, Paul, you have to call them out and give them a chance. I personally think the people Orla is speaking about won't come, but once and for all, they will be showing up. Yes, well, Christine knows exactly. You know exactly who we're talking about. So, here, Paul, before this is over, you're going to need us. Trust me, Fitzer, you will. Well, listen, I'm here. Reach out to me. Talk to me, you know. I'm one of the people who know, but out of respect for Orla, I won't be saying who it is. Yeah, no, we're not going to say. And respect for Paul also. Thank you very much. Did you see how the left united to elect a common? Yes, that's exactly it. These people, see, the left have it off to a T. The left don't argue with each other. You know, they don't. And if they are arguing, you never hear they're arguing because they don't go public with it. You know? Yeah, I'm gonna move on here. We go on with this, the Algerian one, the Algerian national with 5 aliases.
You're muted.
Sorry. Man posed as son of Irish murder victim. An Algerian man with no links to Ireland was able to obtain an official Irish passport in a false name by claiming he was the son of an Irish woman murdered in the UK, despite the fact she had no children. An Algerian national with 5 aliases and 0 Irish ties obtained an Irish passport online in 2023 while living in London. The court heard it's harder to get a Vodafone contract than an Irish passport, and it's true. Sabuni Abdadoumi, I don't even know his name, and I don't really care, 42, who never lived in Ireland, claimed to be the son of Catherine Corrigan, officially from Caherdaniel, County Kerry, murdered in London in 1984, aged 31. The Algerian was arrested at Dublin Airport in 2024 using a fake passport he successfully obtained online from the Irish Department of Foreign Affairs. Wow. What? Like, come on. Like, this is how easy it is, like, to get an Irish passport. Like, you know what I mean? The Dublin Circuit Court was told that it was harder to sign up for a mobile phone contract with Vodafone than it was to get an Irish passport after the merge. That after he claimed to be the son of Catherine. Miss Corrigan was originally from, she disappeared in 94. Jesus Christ. But this is how easy it is for us, not for us, for them to get Irish passports. That proves there is no vetting or background checks for immigrants. How many more immigrants have Irish passports under fake names? They all have them. They all have them. The story was absolutely shocking. Harder to get a phone contract. What the fuck? Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Well, I know what exactly I do with the centres, yeah. Armchair lessons. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, good evening. I'll bring you back in there, Orla, and let you have a talk about that.
There's not really an awful lot to say apart from what a disgusting thing to do. Absolutely zero respect. That woman was murdered. Disgusting. And actually, just back to what I was saying there. I'm only now. I know I can't name everyone because I'll leave people out. What I just said to you there was I have 2 posts there from actually. Hold on a second now. I'm going to just do something here now. Hold on. Because I want this recorded. So as I was just saying there a few minutes ago, right? We have absolutely amazing men in this movement, not just men, but women. Look at Frank Conway. That man is amazing, and he's an absolute and utter gentleman, right? Look at Liam de Butler. Look at the work that Liam has done. And that man, again, is another absolute and utter gentleman, right? These men go out of their way to protect women and stand by them when things go wrong, right? And I'm only naming a couple of them, right? I know there's loads more than that. Why can't meetings be organised with men like that who are there to protect, who are there to protect women, they're there to protect children, do you know? And I think it's about time some of these people got recognition for like the proper men that they are. Do you know what I mean? That they're not up there treading women up on fake pages, and at God knows what, trying to destroy people's names. And there's a few of them, it's not just one, do you know? But like, that's it. And I'm sorry, Paul, were you pointing at yourself there? Well, we all know that, Paul. We all know you and Anthony and Martin and all that, yeah? But I'm just saying people who wouldn't know them as well. Now, that's my 10 penny worth.
Sean Mack is Garda. Is he Garda? If he is Garda, well, Sean, can you verify the story of what's going on in Dublin and Clontarf there? If you were a guard, you'd know that, Sean. So if you can throw it in there. Sean Mack is Phoenix Park. Okay, nice one, Brian. I don't care if you don't believe me. Okay, Grant, listen, if he's a guard, he's a guard. We are not the same, but man thinking that he knows everything walks blindly past nature's most patent important rule, the inner segregation of all living beings on this earth. Okay, that's getting heavy there now. Amen to that, Orla. Yeah, okay, that lady's gone. Okay, Orla, I think okay, I have gripped here. I want to just go with this grip there. Nifty Brown against, hang on. I can hear you. I can see you.
Will you put up the two things by Frank?
Just give me a second there. I will get them. Frank Conway, Facebook. Okay, this is from this lady. Is it we're laughing stock around the world? Yeah, I'm just gonna read this here now. I'll share it out. Dun, dun, dun. This is about this lady and her couple of sons who are getting deported. So here we are. We're a laughing stock around the world. Even the South Africans know what's really going on, and our Minister for Justice, Jim O'Callaghan, TD, backed down on a deportation order because of a bit of noise by a few locals and NGOs. We need mass deportations now. So there's a Nigerian family in Ireland, and they are getting deported. Guess what country they claim as their home country? Just guess. South Africa, obviously. They won't say they're from Uzbekistan. They don't. If they say, they know if they say that they will be deported to Nigeria, which they don't want to go back to. Okay. South Africa. Oh yes, those guys are shameless. They don't rate us. Blah blah blah. I don't know why I'm reading all this. Down to the last core, they say they're from, but they're not from South Africa. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna stop sharing that. But yeah, these people got a deportation order, and because of a few NGOs and everything else now, this is all being stopped for some strange reason. You do this once, this is going to happen to everyone. They're all going to pull on their heartstrings. I'm sorry.
It's ridiculous. And again, you're just played for fools over and over again. It was like your man. Remember the time the family from Palestine that was in the car and he was dressed head to toe in thanks, Christine. Shop local. But yeah, do you remember RT featured him? And he was like dressed head to toe in like nearly designer gear. And it turned out he wasn't even from Palestine. You know what I mean? And remember, he'd gone traveling around. He was in different countries. He had a business. He was driving around in a rich car, not rich car, like car that was worth loads of money. Like we're just been played for fools, absolute and utter fools. See, we see the truth. So I don't sit watching RT or Virgin Media. You know, I'm out on the ground. People say to me, "Did you see this? Did you?" I don't have time to see anything. Like I'm out talking to people. Yeah. I haven't even got a chance to read that. That's what I sent over to you.
Yeah, I'm just going to read it there now. 6.5 million free legal aid for asylum. 0.3% contributed by applicants. The total spend on the provision of legal aid and advice in the area of international protection was €6.5 million in 2024. And the total amount collected in contributions for asylum applicants in that regard in the same year was 20,240, or 0.3% of the total cost, and Offaly TD has discovered. The data also showed that the €10 application contribution sought from asylum seekers seeking free legal aid from the state is waived in most cases. I had to get free legal aid a couple of weeks ago, and I had to pay €130. €130, and these get their €10 waived. The total spend on legal aid to asylum seekers over a 6-year period under examination was 20 million. Wow, 20,708,000. That is some amount of money. Is that 20 million? It is 20 million, isn't it? It is. Yeah, it is. A reply from the Minister for Justice to a series of parliamentary questions from independent TD showed that 48,643 applications for free legal aid for international protection claims were made from 2021 to 2025, which were provided by a network of law centres by solicitors employed by Legal Aid Board. In 2025, the €10 application fee expected to be paid per asylum claimant was waived for 7,332 applicants in 2025, and the Legal Aid Board told the Minister in response to Deputy Nolan's questions, adding that 2,024 applicants for services related to their application for international protection paid the €10. Only 2,000 of them paid it. Jesus, that is some amount of money being handed over there, isn't it? And it's been handed over, and like, not only do they get legal aid, okay, I'm looking at this here now, that showed the 38,000 applications. Them 38,000 applications all have to get interpreters. So how much is that costing the taxpayer? And listen, I've looked into this. There is I'm going to look into it there more now, and we talk about it on the show on Sunday night. In our Constitution, it states that they cannot spend that money on. It's just not allowed. You can't take this out of the public coffers to pay for because all of this. It seems these laws are all from the 60s, the 50s, and the 60s, and they all have to be redone again. You know what I mean? So, yeah, hold on. 140 is standard for any Irish person to look for legal aid, which has to be paid first, and then with minimum 6 weeks to get their appointment within the Legal Aid Board. The whole system is corrupt. Yes, but it's only 140 quid in the family court, Emma. Like, you get free legal aid. Like, you get free legal aid in the criminal courts. It's only the family law. Did you hear that Collins is suing the government for? Is it 43 million? I thought it was 4.2 million, Alan. 43 million. Oh my God! And that's the man that wasn't in. He wasn't in for the money. He was doing it for the good of the country. Scumbag. I was denied legal aid and had to conduct my own case as a lay litigant. I'm going to be honest. I did my own case as well for nearly a year, and the judge wouldn't let me talk. They wouldn't listen to me when I spoke. When I tried to show receipts and different stuff that I had, they just didn't take it serious. And on the last day, she told me, you need to get a solicitor, Mr. Fitzsimons. Borrow 140 quid, she said to me. I said, well, where am I getting? I said, look, I'm paying this, I'm paying that. You know what I'm paying? I don't care, she said. I want a solicitor. You to have a solicitor next time you come in here. I had to borrow money, and I ended up having to pay 800 quid for a solicitor because it was a breach of something that I was up on. So the legal aid doesn't cover the breach. It's disgusting, the corruption in this place. On another case 2 years ago, I was taken from the house, wasn't I? Because I shouted, apparently. But I was taken from the house and arrested and locked up in the whole lot. And I was given a solicitor in the court. This is no messing. I was given a solicitor in the court when I went to Blanchardstown Court. The solicitor came out and told me, he said, you need to give me 400 quid cash. I said, why do I need to give you? I said, you're my legal aid. I said, no, I only get 50 quid per appearance. He said, I need 400 quid. He said, unless I get that, I won't be. So that's more corruption. I went up on the morning, and he says, no, you didn't pay me. He said, I won't be covered in anything, he said, for you. And he didn't. I ended up myself, and then I ended up getting another solicitor, the girl that done the knife for me. Brilliant solicitor. So I would recommend them. It's a money spin. They can speak English perfectly when scoring drugs. Exactly.
There's nothing wrong in their English when they're in social welfare office claiming everything. English is fine then. It's an absolute money. Look at all that money that's been spent, but yet there's no money for Roxanne to have her scoliosis operation. This country is just disgusting. Well, sorry, it's not the country. Sorry, I mean the government. It's just disgusting. They have sold their soul. You know, nothing's ever going to change in this country unless we change what's coming into it. We cannot have people back in that are ruled by money, who've sold their souls, who've been bought, massive egos. Nothing is ever going to change unless you bring in decent people into the door. That is when change is going to happen.
Paul, get in the dock. He has to listen to you then. I did on a couple of occasions, and he did have to listen to me, or she had to listen to me. But I'm going to be honest with you. It's all about money. That's all it is. Money, money, money. You know, I'm in legals myself. The law is suited to suit the law. All cash initially. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah. People are going through family courts. Never mind lamping the costs onto people. There's no need for a solicitor in family law and all. Trust me, my fiance been through the ring of 16,000 we paid over 12 years to be constantly adjourned and filling the pockets of solicitors and judges. Yeah, listen, I know, I really know. Patrick McGreal doing Trojan work for citizens. Yeah, fair play to Patrick. Yeah, he is good. Judges don't like people representing themselves at all because money is not circulating in their home. Well, it's a class thing as well. It's a class thing because I've seen it in the courts. You know what I mean? Like I remember, I was in a court at an appeal there a while ago, and my solicitor wasn't allowed to speak to the judge. You had to speak through the counsel, you know, through the barrister. You know, bullshit like that. You know what I mean? And you're not allowed to speak. It's horrible. It's a horrible justice system. I swear to God. Their English is so good they can do one or two aliases. That's hard to do. Claiming doing under different names. Yes. I was fortunate to have Edward Donohoe, Justice Michael Moriarty, restored my faith in humanity. I know Michael Moriarty, yeah. Justice Moriarty, yeah.
Hungry if you want to play it, and then there's a couple of things in from the vaccine, so if we do them then we'll finish up then. I think we've got through pretty much everything tonight.
Yeah, I'll do the Viktor Orban. Is that what you're telling me? I had that already then. Hang on. This one then. We have Viktor here. Let's go with Viktor. Okay, I'm gonna share this and just give me the nod there if I have sound. Bing, bada bing, bada boom. I'm gonna take down the comments because you have to read what Viktor is saying there. Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna read some of these here now. The legal jargon, sure. How would lay people know it? Yeah, I know. Walk in a tracksuit or jeans and hoodie, or show up in a track, and it is. Yeah, it really is. Listen, I always dress up for court. You know, listen, there's no point going up in a tracksuit. I don't agree with that at all. I had a barrister ask for cash to fight my case after he was assigned to represent me. Happens all the time. Yeah. I don't know how legal matters and insurance matters bore me. Legal matters bore me as well, but when you're stuck in the bleeding middle of it, there's nothing really you can do. I was accused of trying to kill a prod. My lawyer was shit. I spoke to myself. The judge liked me. Bingo. Sentence, suspended sentence. Happy days. Yeah, fair play. Okay, I'm going to play this here now, right? Give me the Billy if we have sound.
There's a wall because there's legal migration, which will be very much needed in future if you have a look to demography and the labor market. But again, I don't want to leave too many topics aside because we have also to open the floor, and I'd like to talk
it's
about
an
the war.
important point, but who defined whether you need migration or not? Is it Brussels or you? It's impossible.
Maybe you define it together, deciding to be competitive together?
No. The question is why this issue does not belong to the national sovereignty. So to have migration, it's a decision of Italy, France, Germany, Hungary, Poland. It cannot be a common decision. Why you would like to force us? I understand on migration. I understand that you probably here or in Germany, you think that migration is a civilizational issue, and you think that if two different kind of culture.
No, I was discussing about the economy of migration, not about civilization.
May I have my point? So if you think that to live together two civilizations is useful and provide a better society, you can have a right to decide to do so. But if some other countries think it's too risky because of terrorism, because of public safety, because of the social burden, And if countries think it's too risky, we would not like to have that kind of new society, why we don't have a right to say no? That's the question, you know? So that's the reason why certain issues should not belong to Brussels to be decided, but rather stay on the national level, belonging to the sovereignty of the member states.
Yeah.
Fair play to 'em. Fair play to 'em. Like, what do they mean? You need legal migration. Legal migration has destroyed the UK. Too many people coming in. Like, we've got the prime example just earlier on in the show with that teacher going on about 85% of the classroom is foreign kids. So that means the Irish kids are going without. Like, we do not have an infrastructure to take on like any amount of people, complete and utter open borders in here. We just can't have it. It's as simple as that. Then our own people are going out. We have every crisis between healthcare crisis, school crisis, assessments crisis, scoliosis crisis, housing crisis. I said healthcare, didn't I? Let's say healthcare again because it's an absolute joke. People not being able to get operations, people not being able to get medical cards. Like, you cannot flood a country with people. You just can't. And especially people coming in with fake documents. Nobody knows who they are. You know? Like, there's too many people already in this country. 85% are economic migrants. They have no intention of working. They have no intention of contributing. And they're here for the money. Our benefits are better than the UK. They're coming in from the UK. They're allowed in. They're getting everything handed to them. There's Irish businesses out there on their absolute nutter knees that are going to be closing right, left and centre. We're heading into an avalanche of business closing. What's going to happen to all those people? How are we supposed to keep everything going? How can a taxpayer pay for everything? They cannot pay for everything. And then they want to let more people into the country. Ridiculous. Madness.
Couldn't have said it better myself, there, Orla. Couldn't have said it better myself. There's a book in your local library, Understanding Family Law in Ireland is brilliant. Don't pay for barrister. Just go to the section in the book and have all your info nipped down, printed out. A4, 2 max, 2.2 prints, opposition, and the judge will post the notes and all highlighted. It's a lot of work, stress, and brain drain, but it does pay off because it's all facts. Thank you very much. Have more than 2 children. He's great. What are you saying there?
I'm just laughing. Now people can see why Martin says, or when Orla gets angry, I pee myself. You're fired tonight. Oh, I think I'm just overtired now that I'm just getting really annoyed over things.
And on that note, I think we'll move. Okay, she's talking again.
At the end of the day, every country should look after their own people. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Ireland should look after the Irish. France should look after the French. Italy should look after the Italians. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Look after your own people first. Make sure that they have education, healthcare, housing, and anything else they need. Then, if you have to worry about it, somebody else, but at the end of the day, you have to look after your own people first. There's nothing wrong with saying that. And especially what's coming into this country, 85% are economic migrants. They are not here to contribute. They're not genuine. They're coming in with fake documents. Like, what asset are they to the country? They're not. They should be turned away at the airport, sent home. Oh, last thing. Last thing. Right? Have you unmuted me? Am I unmuted? Right. Barry's in the comment, buy me a coffee. Barry, I need a Bunmers. A few of them. Chris, that's for you as well. No, but like, again, you go back to the fact, we have how many thousands of our own children leaving this country because there's no housing, there's no jobs, there's not enough money, and then they're letting every foreigner into the country. Like, again, like that, it comes down to absolute madness. We should not have to sacrifice our own children to other countries. Look at our healthcare system. We have so many qualified doctors and nurses. We should be doing everything in our power to keep them here. The same as teachers. Instead of sending them, as in having them go over to Australia and Canada. Like, they're fully qualified here. They have the proper training here. They should be kept here in this country and everything done to keep them here, instead of bringing in people that don't have a quarter of the qualifications. And some of them go around with all these, look at all the fake documents that have been found. How many of them are in our healthcare system looking after our children or our sick or our elderly? And like, they don't have the proper qualifications.
I agree. Okay, I'm going to move on here. Okay, I have John Fitzgerald Kennedy here. I want to let him talk first, okay? There's a couple of these about the vaccines. I'm going to play these and then we'll come back and we'll finish up. So, Orla, you can't talk for another few minutes, okay? So, kill their jets. Give me a thumbs up.
Said publicly that I've been dishonest about that. Can you show us a single pre-licensing safety trial, placebo-controlled safety trial for any of the 72 vaccines required for American children? And he made that show of looking through a file, and he said, well, they're back in Bethesda. And I said, will you send them to me? And I never heard from him again, so we sued the HHS under the Freedom of Information Law. After a year of litigation, they sent us a letter which is posted on CHD's website that acknowledges that they are now not able to locate a single pre-licensing safety trial, placebo-controlled, for any of the vaccines that are now mandated for children. These are zero liability vaccines. I'm not anti-vaccine, but I think we need to be honest and we need to have good science. I spent 30 years trying to get mercury out of the fish in this country, and nobody ever called me anti-fish. Said publicly that I've been dishonest about that. Can you show us a single pre-licensing safety trial, placebo-controlled safety trial for any of the 72 vaccines required for American children? And he made that show of looking through a file, and he said, well, they're back in Bethesda. And I said, will you send them to me? And I never heard from him again, so we sued the HHS under the Freedom of Information Law. After a year of litigation, they sent us a letter which is posted on CHD's website that acknowledges.
Sorry, that one went on again. Sorry, just bear with me there. I have another one here now. This is of the sky rocketing babies born and dying. Just bear with me on this one. Give me a thumbs up on that as well.
We are just now identifying signals of transgenerational harm. So I'm not talking about transgender anymore. I'm talking about through generations, right? So what's happened now is, according to CDC data, if you look at it, starting right after the mass vaccination of childbearing age women in early 2021, there's a statistically significant inflection point, right? So infant mortality rates are steadily going down for 30 years. 2021 hits, mass vaccination, boom, it shoots right up. It hasn't gone down since. It's 2025.
That's the death of babies.
Yeah, and babies. So babies in 2025 are now dying at 77% excess. Even Mississippi just declared a state of emergency over it.
Really? Wait, talk about
mothers
that.
aren't taking the shots anymore.
No, they're not. It appears some of this genetic material appears to integrate into their body and possibly pass to offspring.
So it's a legacy effect probably. Most people took the shots in 2021.
That's my concern, is that how there could be effects through the generations.
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. That's crazy, isn't it? That's the infant mortality. Okay, now so hang on there. You sent me on. Where did I get somebody sent me on this thing about 6G? I'll have a look at that now on the next one. Nicholas Hersher. Okay. This is after 5 mRNA booster shots. Okay, they're all only a minute long, so yeah. I can't hear you. Bear with me. Which one do you want me to do? Sorry, Orla.
There was anything else we've missed out on tonight?
5 times boosted individuals, they find it for the first time. We think this is because actually the mRNA gets into the heart and your heart starts to produce spike protein. And these, you see these scarring spots on there, that's probably where the spike protein was produced. The body attacked it, inflamed it, and it got scarred. It scarred up, and that's what happens when it gets inflamed. And so it's an autoimmune response. And then they're left with this, and they get electrical conduction abnormalities in the heart, and that leads to these lethal arrhythmias, this ventricular tachycardia, and eventually sudden death. And so this is just proof in the cake that, you know, look in people's hearts. This is what it does. It's dangerous, it's cardiotoxic, and they've got to get off the market.
I'll let you talk about that one there.
Well, it's talking about what we all know about myocarditis, pericarditis, the damage done to the heart. Sure, we know that. That's why all the young people are dropping dead. Do you know? I mean, Pfizer has only recently come out with the black box warning, but sure, we knew about this for the last few years. The black box warning is the most severe warnings, but sure, we knew it was going to do this damage to the heart. We knew about the blood clots. The doctors that we all follow, have been talking about this for a long time. We knew it was all coming. You know, like nobody knows the long-term effects of these shots. We just don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I have another one here. I'm going to just play this as well. This is more about the vaccine studies. I'm just looking for that other one there that was sent in. Somebody sent it in to me. I'm going to look for it there again. I have it somewhere. It's on one of the screens there. Bear with me there. That one. That one. That one. That one. I'll find it now in a minute. I'm going to play this one anyway, okay.
Do you have any science to back up your opinion?
The best data are autopsies. So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them. We had an adjudication committee. We had ways of arbitration deciding on did the vaccine cause death. The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals, it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death. First author is Hosher and colleagues. He's sitting right behind me.
And then I have this one here. It's finally out.
The MMR and MMRV vaccines have been linked to 2,600% more deaths than measles infection since 1995. You can't make this stuff up. So for the past 30 years, the MMR shots have been killing more children, far more children than measles has. And so this is absolutely terrible. And we identified hundreds of infants and toddlers that died after these shots, often from SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, cardiac arrest, seizures, encephalitis. So it's killing some of these children. And most of these kids, they died within about 2 weeks. So a majority died within 2 weeks after the shot. 40% died within 1 week. So the temporality there checks out. And most of these deaths occurred ages 1 to 1.5, right when they get the MMR shots. Usually 25% of these deaths were classified as sudden infant death syndrome. And so these shots are killing the babies in their sleep. It's absolutely disturbing, and particularly what they're dying from. So all of this combined in this study, I mean, it's unequivocal that these shots are deadly. The MMR and MMRV shots should not be given anymore. They should split them up if the parents still want them. Don't give this full load of garbage.
Yeah, I'm just looking there. No, you didn't send me in there. Hold on. bear with me. Let's see. That was Sunday. No, the one that just came into me there now is something. The Rothschild family. Hold on, what's this? Christian White. COVID shots. Let me see. Share clip. Just bear with me there. I'm just trying to get this here. Somebody sent it on to us. There we go. This is something about Epstein files, isn't this? Let's just have a look. Yes, okay, let's just share it and see. I don't know what it is. John Flynn sent it in. She said it was something to do with 6G and vaccines, so we'll finish off with this one.
On how they're going to be using the K-band. This is what they've got planned. The K-band is something between 26 and 40 gigahertz. This will probably be the 6G, sixth generation range. And there's already scientific studies showing that when you use this 26 gigahertz, this particular frequency, it can activate graphene. And so the connection is that when they were doing the COVID shots, they were putting all sorts of stuff in them. And one of the things they were putting in was graphene. And that was getting it in a lot of people's bodies. So then if graphene is able to be activated or targeted with certain frequencies, then when people are just walking around in their community, in their town, and they're in a 6G field, they can be targeted. If they have a higher level of graphene, the field is going to affect them. They're going to be more likely to respond to whatever can be programmed or put out by the broadcast by these masts in that area. Certainly on how they're going to be using the K-band.
Wow, you'll have to look more into that one now, I think, you know what I mean? Because if you remember rightly, they were saying this about the 5G as well, that all the 5G mast towers went up during COVID, and listen, it adds to the symptoms. The symptoms are from 5G, they reckon. At 61, Emma is too young. So sad that it's going back to this poisonous jabs. Nothing has happened to them. That's they have caused RIP to your ma. Yeah, it's disgusting. I'm gonna let you in on it.
Graphene oxide, for anyone who doesn't know, it looks like a black goo. Ultimately, it actually freaks me out looking at it. It looks like some sort of like an alien thing. It actually causes blood clots as well. So if it is in anything, it will cause blood clots, and it is highly magnetic as well. But it is the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
Yes. Gale Force Media and Orla and all you good people, God bless, keep the faith difficult and all as it is. Fuck them. Stay strong and fuck the centres. Yes. Well, on that note, Orla, I think we will finish up there for this evening. We've done very well this evening. Fair play. I'll let you finish up. I'll let you talk there.
Well, I do think there needs to be a very serious question asked at the end of this show, Paul. Why are you flashing up? Why are you flashing up and trying to hide the picture of your yacht? Where did the money come from that? Are you friends with Zelensky? Have you been meeting him in secret? Is he trying to keep you sweet by giving you a yacht? And where have you parked? Out in Hope? I can't hear you. You're muted. You're muted.
I said, yeah, I'm parked out in Holt in the marina. So listen, I'm going to let you drop down, Orla, and thank you very much. And I will talk to you. We'll talk to you on Sunday, but I'll let you finish up there and say goodbye there. Go. Right, God bless. I'll talk to you in a few. But yeah, well, here we are again tonight. What will be 2 hours 20? We hit 600 people. Fair play to you all. Thank you very much. 600. Listen, it's for someone that's getting shadow banned. You know what I mean? It's not bad. You know what I mean? It's not bad, to be honest with you. There's the the Stripe to buy us a coffee. If you want to buy us a coffee, please do. Thank you very much. I'll just throw it in here into the comments. It's in the comments there. Good night, people of the night. I love you. Great show. Blessed be. Thanks be to God. Yeah, no problem. Good night, all. Fantastic night of real news and topics. Ian Carter. Only online, I think. Yes. Okay, folks. Okay, from this Fitzsimons on the border, night to the other Fitz. You're a Fitzer as well. Okay, fair enough. Take care. Yeah, there you go, people. Thank you very much. If you can, buy us a coffee. I'll just throw that other thing back up there now while we're here. Just to get it up there. Just to get it up there, Chris. You know yourself. If you want to buy us a coffee there, you can through the Revolut. Please do. And great show. Thank you very much. Thank you. But as I say every night when we're leaving here, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself.